Hi everyone, Zoe here, and today I will be showing you how to do a rosy makeup look. I know it's been a while, I'm sorry. I say that every time. I do a video once a year. Definitely am not going to be on any kind of schedule anytime soon. I'm not going to be on an every week schedule. It took me long enough to kind of get over my anxiety that I had in posting, because in the past tons of people have told me post videos but then they don't really get a lot of views, which isn't the point. But because of some pushes that I've gotten from some people very near and dear to my heart, I have decided to film this. I hope you like it. I had a really good time doing this. I did something very similar to this at the beginning of quarantine. I'll share a picture somewhere so you can see it. It was really cute. I posted it on Instagram, but I didn't really do anything else with it, and I kind of wish that I had, so I'm gonna do it for you now. I think it's a great way to, you know, try something new, especially in quarantine. Like, you might have these colors, they're super easy to find, they're super blendable, and I'm gonna show you an affordable way to get this look. Mostly affordable, I promise. Let's get started. So first, sunscreen every day. If you don't wear sunscreen, really rethink your life choices. I put my sunscreen all over my face and the back of my hands, because that's typically where you start to show signs of age, especially when you're driving, which is really interesting. I'm gonna use this Supergoop Glow Screen. It is a shimmery sunscreen base that I like to use. It's really shimmery and nice. I'm just gonna put that all over my face and then on the back of my hands. So now I'm gonna use my clean and dampened foundation blender. It's not a beauty blender. This one's from Colourpop. I'm gonna use this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte 24-hour foundation. It definitely doesn't last 24 hours, but it does last a very long time and is great underneath masks. So I just put a little bit on my blender and I'm gonna kind of dot it around my face and just kind of start there. It's a very buildable foundation. So even though I have bangs, I do put a touch of foundation underneath them, and then I put some dots all over just to kind of cover up some spots that were a little bit more noticeable. And then with whatever's left over, I'm gonna go down my neck a little bit and then blend into my ears. So once I'm done with my foundation, I'm gonna use some Tarte Shape Tape. This is the best concealer of all time. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes. Usually I do a lot more, but since, you know, we're in quarantine, I try not to use a ton of my makeup when I wear makeup. I mean, who cares? It goes bad anyway, like if you don't use it. So if you have makeup, just use it. Make yourself feel really good. I'm gonna take the more pointed end of the Beauty Blender and I'm gonna use that to stamp it into my skin. I put concealer on the bridge of my nose, my chin, and under my eyes to brighten them and pull them forward. And I'm putting it on my eyelids. I use this as a base for my eyeshadow because Shape Tape is so good. I forgot to use my primer. I was gonna use this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, but I forgot, so it's fine. And as Nikki Tutorial says, not to prime is a crime, so I just committed a crime. I'm gonna use the Coty Airspun powder in the color Translucent. I'm going to kind of shake it so it comes out. I have a decent amount in the lid. To start, I'm gonna take the Colourpop. This doesn't have a number on it, but it's like a little fluffy brush, not quite an eyeshadow brush, but not quite like a powder brush. And I'm just gonna put a little bit and hit under my eyes. So I am just gonna do that really quick. And then I'm gonna get my Beauty Blender. I'm gonna use the pointed side that doesn't have as much makeup on it. And I'm just gonna put that straight into the powder and I'm gonna stamp it in. I'm gonna go up my nose, see how that's like super white. And then I'm just gonna tap the excess on the sides and then I'm gonna leave the one on my nose for a bit. Put more powder on my blender and then go on my forehead, part the C's, and just hit the center like that. Just right in the middle, nothing too fancy. So then after I use the blender and the brush, I'm gonna take a larger powder brush. This is from Colourpop. It's the biggest brush they have. And I'm gonna put it on my brush, kind of tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna get the spots that I didn't get with the blender. Now what I typically do is bronzer. My favorite bronzer ever is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is one of the only products that I buy frequently because I always hit pan. There's a little bit left in the corner, so I'm gonna use that to contour my nose. In this family, we don't waste. I'm gonna use this Colourpop angled brush. All these brushes are very affordable and dirty. I don't wash them often, which is also a crime. I'm just irresponsible, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna go into the bronzer, tap off a little bit of the excess, and since you did the highlight from the concealer, you can kind of see naturally where I would want to bronze my cheeks. You can also do the fish mouth method where you go and then do it from there. Start light and then go deeper if that's what you want, but I typically like a lighter bronze. In the summer, you can maybe go a little heavier since we're supposed to be tan, but now we're not. You know, you don't want to be too mean to your friends by looking like you went to the beach when actually you didn't, because none of us should be going to the beach, so. When you contour your chin ever, it's better to look straight ahead and then follow the natural curves of your face. I'm using the Scott Barnes number 63. It's like an angled brush. You can use any small eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go into my gross one in the little corners. See, again, with the concealer, you have a natural lines that you're gonna follow when you contour your nose. And then I just kind of blend downwards. I have a nose that has kind of a little bump. I have like a very round tip, and I like when mine is more pronounced. So what I do is a little bit of bronzer at the top so it looks kind of like a circle. It's very elvish looking. I like to tell people that this is like a free nose job. So once you're happy with this, then go on to blush. I'm gonna use this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Quad. You're gonna want a color kind of like this, or a mix of these two, a very like pinky red color with some shimmer. I'm gonna be using this Scott Barnes Angled Face / Blush Brush in number 66. What I do is a demonic and I just kind of go all in, but then I'll kind of focus on this side, and then I just will swoosh on my cheeks. Another good blush you could use is the NARS Orgasm blush. Anything that's very pinky. Colourpop has really good blushes. And then the best part, the part that people are afraid of, is one of my favorite parts that I've been doing lately. I'll just use whatever's left over and I go in a circular motion around my nose. This is like a key to this like rosy look. Looks like you were in the sun, you're a little sunburned, you know, it's really cute. So once I've done that, typically I go on to the brows. I am using Urban Decay Brow Blade. It has this felt tip that's really good for making individual hairs. I know Glossier has one of these. I'm gonna use this to fill in kind of some of the sparse areas from pulling out my brows with anxiety, which is really fun. I have a lot of friends that do the same thing. And then I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. I'm gonna use the darker brown on the outside of my brow. Then I'm gonna take the top color, taupe. It's a little bit lighter, and I'm just gonna use that on the center parts. Then I'm just gonna kind of blend all of it out. So then last but not least, I'm gonna use the Tarte Busy Gal brows to make my hairs a little bit darker and to set them in place. So now for the fun part, onto the eyes. For this, you're gonna need like you can use 3 different matte shades in like a rosy color and a shimmer shade. I'm gonna be using a couple Colourpop single shadows, starting out with a super large fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M504 eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna dip into the, wait for it, shade. Tap off the excess. A funny thing about this brush, I'm helping my mom with her makeup, and she ordered one of these because I really liked it, and instead of sending us one of them, Morphe accidentally sent us a whole bag of them, so I got like 20 of these, so that was really fun. Just make sure that it's all blended out. You can even blend up to your eyebrow. That's what I did in the original look that we're copying. So then taking another large fluffy brush, slightly smaller than this one, I'm using the Colourpop large eyeshadow brush. I don't know what it's called, don't know what the number is, I'm sorry. We're gonna go into the second darkest color, and I'm gonna define the crease a little bit by going a little bit lower and kind of around. And then this is a little dangerous, but I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna kind of just go in the side of it, and then I'm gonna go underneath my eyes. I don't really get too precise with this at all. So now I'm gonna take the third darkest shade, which is called Making Moves. I am going to take a smaller fluffy brush. This is the Colourpop E9 because I've gotten a few of this one and I got this one a little bit later, so it's the E9 brush. So I'm gonna go into the darker color and just go right on the outer corner. So it doesn't look like there's a ton of variation, but you just have that little bit of deep effect. And now for the super fun part, we're gonna use our glitter. So I'm taking the Banty glitter on my middle finger, and I'm just gonna kind of put that where the white spots are. It's really cute. Something I forgot to do was the bottom of my underneath with the darkest color. So I'm gonna go back in with the small brush and the darkest color, and I'm just gonna hit like the outer edge. You're kind of doing it in the same spot as the one on top, so it just kind of mirrors on the bottom. It's like you're my mirror. Whoa, my mirror staring back at me. So now we're gonna highlight. I'm gonna be using the Colourpop Super Shock highlighter in Smoke and Whistles. This highlighter is kind of like a pinky tone, but also very neutral. This one obviously is very loved as well. And I'm gonna be using an Morphe M510 highlighter brush, dirty, of course. I'm gonna hit the high points of my cheeks, and then I'm gonna go up, and then I might even go on my cheeks to make them look a little rounder and shiny. So then I'm also gonna put it on the light spot of my nose to make it look a little bit rounder. And then I'm also gonna put it on my Cupid's bow. Before I put on my mascara, this is very important, I'm gonna set my face. If you're just staying at home during quarantine, like, you don't need to do this if this is just something you're doing for fun or if you're experimenting. But if you're going like apple picking or strawberry picking or something, or like to a sunflower farm, which would be super fun, I would set my face. I really like the all-nighter, no surprise, everyone likes it. Now I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, and I'm gonna do quite a few coats on the top and bottom. I'm foregoing eyeliner today. I usually forego eyeliner unless I'm doing like an eyeliner specific look. I just think that this is softer. So I'm gonna do quite a few coats on the top and the bottom, more on the top of course. If your eyelashes stick straight out, I would recommend curling them. Okay, so I did one coat on top and then I'm gonna hit the bottom. So we're gonna do my lipstick right now. I'm gonna take my makeup eraser and I'm just gonna kind of wipe whatever foundation is on. I'm using a Colourpop Luxe lip. This one is called Hey Mr. DJ. It's like a peachy kind of color, goes with the theme. So the nice thing about this lipstick is that it is buildable. This isn't exactly like the one that I did before, but it's a variation. I wish I wrote it down, but I didn't. And then you kind of take a step back, feel yourself, as Beyonce would say, and you're done. If you like what you see, then you're ready to either take a lot of selfies and post them on Instagram and never leave the house, or go do something cute. I think this is a great way to kind of start playing around with makeup because it's like not super wild, it's really, really cute, and it's simple. Yeah, I really hope you like it. I'm feeling good today, so, you know, I hope that you all feel good today too. That's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming. I'm trying to be a woman of my word. If you like this, please tell me. Please ask me what you want to see. I'm working on a longer series talking more about each individual product that you use on your face, all the individual steps that you do in its own series. So let me know if that's something that's interesting to you or something that you'd want to see me touch on. So yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week and I hope to see you soon.